But there could be other ways of doing this. I don't know if you can see an endpoint you want us to try out. So you'll notice there are different endpoints. And one of the easiest ways of... what does this do? Let's see. How about the prefixes? Aha, look at this. This is beautiful, actually. We can try it out. If we... So using this endpoint here, the prefixes slash prefix, we can use the unza prefix, because unza has its own prefix, right? And currently only JAB, JLSS, and Jonas actually make effective use of the DOI prefix, right? So what we can do is we can say can we check the prefix for unza? This could work just by looking at a random kind of like article or something, so that when we click on try it out here and we dump the prefix, our prefix is this. So when we have this DOI here, this is a URL for the DOI here. So our prefix is the stuff that is after this doi.org, and then right before the first /. So this is the unza prefix. So if we check here, if we come here and just say show us everything from this and execute, we should be able to see, you see this, the name. This is why I was looking for the name here. Oh, there's even a request URL we should be using here, which is this. Yeah, but why can't we find, what does this return anyways? It returns metadata for the DOI owner. Okay, so it's returning metadata for the DOI owner. But if we want works, we'd need this one that we have on top. So you see that this works. This is telling us that this prefix is registered to the Directorate of Research and Graduate Studies / University of Zambia. And a whole bunch of additional information. I don't know who is trying to join here. Is it? Oh, Harris has already joined. I don't know if Harris is still with us. He's gone. However, why is this thing supposed to be open? I don't know why. However, if you look at this, I hope you're following Mwanga, right?
Yes, Dr. Perry.
By the URL you're looking at here is, I'm getting all of this information when you go to api.crossref.org, right? Or swag or something like this. So you go here and you'll be presented by this nice thing here. Now, if you notice the previous endpoint here, where you have /prefix /works, it turns out that this is potentially what's going to show us. It returns a list of works associated with the prefix. So if we want to extract everything that has been produced by the UNZA, and this is beautiful stuff. Notice how you can actually extract information in so many different ways. Let's see if there's a way to try this. You can leave this to try the journal type you want, but it's probably not going to be necessary here. But if I go on try out, but why is that? I will punch in the prefix here. I don't think I need to specify these other things. All of these are optional. The only thing that is required is the prefix. If you notice, right? The parameters you have, like the rows, if you want to paginate the results, this is like in instances where you are very a well-established university like Stanford or something, which has one prefix, but one prefix is used to associate to so many different journals and other works, right? In our case, the only platforms that use the DOI, even though we've been paying money, are just 3 journals. But what we want is a situation where all of these journals on the UNZA journal platform, these things here, they ought to be, what do you want to say? They must be, they must start registering DOIs. currently all of these, but 3 of them are consistent registering DOIs. So all of these are optional, but I'm sure you can read up on these different parameters that you can use. But if we execute this, what we will get back are a list of all of the, I hope they are here, a list of all of these things here. Articles. Isn't this beautiful, gentlemen? Look at this. Response header, let's see. Please tell me this isn't beautiful. And in fact, this was supposed to be the easiest thing you're going to do, you guys. I'm surprised that your lecturer is the one who is telling you how to do these things. Really? But guys, you have to be very serious with life here. You see this? I don't know what if we can download the JSON thing here and already attempt to read. I'm genuinely curious in trying to find out how much content we've so far managed to, as UNZA, content that we've managed to, I'll just say UNZA DOI, content we've managed to read CSV, we've managed to deposit. Jesus Christ, this is not read CSV, it's read JSON. Okay, so I have no idea what this is here. What length? 5 of them. I wonder if it's a message we need to, because if we just say status, okay, if we try and check message type, probably not, but if we just check the message and we check the type of this, I don't know what this is here. This is a pandas series. If we check the length, it's 5 as well. Total results 2, 3, 4, 5. Query. Maybe if I check items, yeah. So in items is where I have the things I want, right? If I check the type of this, is a list. So I have a list of, if I check the length, of about 20 items. It should really be the case here. We can't possibly have 20 items here. There should be something wrong. Maybe this is paginated or something. I don't know. But if we look at the items, we have 20 of them. This is a list. And we can then start processing this, right? What is in item on point 0 here? Point 0. Actually, this 20, boy, I don't know what these 20 items are. This looks like parts date. Anyway, there's a crossmark. There's a, what is the type of this? There's a dictionary here. And this dictionary has indexed parts. I was trying to kind of see if we can try and make sense out of this somehow. Within here you probably have, I don't know how the structure of this data is organized here, but you can see some interesting things here, like this is clearly an article from JLSSS, for instance. Yeah. So this is probably one article actually. If you pay particular attention to these things, issue 1, right? Domain, crossmark, force, short name, JLSS. This is an abstract, the entire chunk of text. And then what you have here, authors, right? So this is a single article, but it's chunked somehow. And it's going to be interesting for you, I think, really fun here. But this is one article. If we check the last one, this is from Jobs, right? I'm just worried that the total number of items here, this thing seems to suggest that the total number of items here is 20 of them. It should be slightly more. I'm not sure if it's because of the limitation. Maybe this thing only returns by default just 20. Yeah, look at this. You see the items per page? It's 20. So if I don't know if you're still there.
Yes, Dr. Pierre.
Yeah. If I come here and I look at let's see if I can find items. Items per page is what I'm looking for here. Yeah, so if we scroll down to go to where we were at, which is here, I'm going to collapse this thing here because I don't need it, and this as well, and probably this. I don't know what this is here, but if I come back here, right on top here, I believe if we wanted to have, let's say, let's just say 500 or 200 items per page. I don't know if we've reached that, or 500 items per page, and re-execute this. Mail 2. And re-execute this, hopefully to be able to, it's probably going to take a while, but you wouldn't be doing this, in the browser, right? So you'd write a very nice, what do you call this? A very nice, I don't know what to call this, but a script. Maybe you're using Panda's thing it's a lot. It's waiting, or you can extract it on your terminal or something, right? Because what they had done here, they had provided me with this, right? So what I could do is I could say, come on, wait. I could copy this. I don't know if I'm able to copy this. I think 500 is too much, right? This thing it's not responding. So what I could do is I could say, okay, I'm just going to cancel this and attempt to do this. I'm going to exit this page, by the way. It's not responding, that's too much, I guess. And then I'm going to attempt to go back, but this time around I'll just copy the URL, the endpoint itself, and go back to where we are at. We're looking for work associated with our DOI, which is this, and is this difficult work for you, Mwanga?
No, Dr. Pierre.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, otherwise we'll be saying maybe we made a mistake here by picking the two of you. If you're finding this trivial stuff, because if your lecturer, right, who hasn't even been reading up on this, is able to quickly figure things out like this, a question you should be asking yourself is, why would you find it difficult to do this, right? This is simple stuff here. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to attempt to run this on my, because what I was hoping I would do, in fact, not even run this here, but let's say I want to just get not 20, but maybe 100 rows. Is this going to hang as well? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to try it out. so that we have something like, this is interesting, something like that. These guys had works, and then after works, there's rows is equal to, I'm going to say 100. I don't know if it's because of that, but what I can do is if I run it on my terminal, perhaps it would be like save or something. Life would be somewhat easier for us, right? So I'm going to come here and just do this in the 27 iframe jobs project or something like that. The 27, and then I'm just going to do this. So it doesn't take long on my terminal. So what I can do here is I can do that, and then actually I can do like an out or something, right? Can't I? I can do this. I can say do this. Output is going to be, I'm just going to say journals unza zm.json. So this thing is put to a file or something. Hope this will work. How do you how do you output to a file? It's it's small o. So I'm going to come here and use a small o. Hopefully this will work. As well, waiting for the web browser to finish. Right? So this is spooling to a file, hopefully. And the file I'm ultimately going to have here is the JSON data, right? What's the size? It's not a large file here. This is 452 kilobytes, which is not a lot. Maybe, in fact, from right here, what I can do now is I can do an import pandas as PD, and then just do a journals unza zm is equal to read JSON, read pd.read JSON, and then in here I'm going to read this here, and then I'll do the usual stuff here. I'll check the type, it's a data frame. I'll check the length, 5. So it's structured in more or less the same way as before. And what I'm going to do here is get this and just tell this thing that I'm looking for just messages, or rather items. This is where my data is, right? And then in items, like we said before, this items is items, and then I want to get items as well. Wait a minute, I'll just say this dot columns. What I want from here is not items, not dot items, but I want to get the message, right? And then in this message, I want to get, I'm going to check the type first. It's a series. And what if I check items? It's a method. Message like that. Again, check the type. It's a series. search items. And then I get the items, right? If I now I can check the type of these items. I see it's a list. I can then check the length of the list. It's 100 items. So what I can do again here is I'm going to delete this, and this time around I'll not get 100 items, but I will get maybe 500 items, or just 1,000 items. Okay? Because I know this thing won't really take a lot of time to do this. So I'm going to spool the 1,000 items into a JSON file. You notice, if I'm using a browser here, there's no time here. It's slightly larger, 1.1 megabytes, right? Same file type. So if I come here now, I'm going to redo what I did and read this thing again, the file. And then I will check number of items. So you see the maximum number, because I extracted 1,000, but I specified here that I wanted to extract 1,000 items, right? However, the maximum items in my file is just 241. So in other words, what we're saying is the analysis that we want to do for Crossref, part of what you can do, and maybe you'll find better endpoints which will allow you to extract richer data sets. But you see here that if you use the WEX endpoint, you'll be able to access these 241 items. And then out of these 241 items here, the trick now is we organize our data frame in such a way that we'll be able to analyze this information by journal name or something, by journal name. So I'll give you an example. Look at the very first entry in our output here, right? Look at this 241 actually, which we had here. We said, the results are 241, but they're paginated by 100 items there. But look at this. The very first item is there's a publisher. The very first item is from JLSS. There's an abstract, and then there's a DOI. There's the type is a journal article or something. The date parts here, the year, month, day, the timestamp, right? When this thing was uploaded, the page range, this is beautiful. The source, right? The title, the prefix, this is the prefix for, you'd need this if you're extracting everything from Crossref. But in this case, the prefix is going to be the same because we're putting things for UNZA, right? Our prefix, the UNZA prefix, which is this. You have the volume, right? The authors. Now for the authors, right, you have all of them in a list. Some of this information, well, actually we need everything, I guess. The authors, we need everything here. This is going to be a beautiful thing. And then the container type, this is a journal name. There's a journal URL, or this is the URL to the article. If you look in the link, there's a deposited, the day when it was deposited. This is so beautiful. If you look at this, I don't know if you're seeing the beauty in what I'm saying. Even the DOI, the ISSN as well. Now I'm saying all this because in our pandas thing, this is beautiful. This is the next one. The next one is Jonas. So this is the next record now. You notice how rich the first record is? It has a whole range of things here. I'm going to scroll up here. Yeah, from here all the way up to the top here, it's a record for one entry. Now, what is particularly interesting about the record for one entry is, for some of the analysis we're going to be doing, like we want to showcase to people to say, I hope you're following. Are you there?
Yes, Dr. Pin.
Oh, yes.